Hi everyone. Um, I am recovering from a flu. I had my eyes were running water for days. You can hear my throat is still a little hoarse. Um, but my double back on some sea moss and I'm back. Me and my bunny is is in the garden just chilling. I was taking a little sun so I can, just center myself. So it's that time of the evening, just relaxing. Um, After running around all day trying to find some ingredients for a product that I'm working on. So I know a lot of people have been communicating with me, asking about the CMOS business. And I really genuinely appreciate those of you who are looking to get involved in the industry, get involved in the trade, the process, the farming, any which way. It's a huge industry. It's a great opportunity. And, I just decided to do this live. I didn't really plan it because, someone messaged me and said, "What would I hear from you?" I wasn't really feeling too well at all. But I'm here struggling through and surviving it anyway. And, when you own a business or run a company, you don't really have any days off, especially if you're a parent. So I haven't really had much of, a rest time between going to Dodoma for the African Food Summit Stakeholders Conference, and then going to Zanzibar for the Seaweed Stakeholders Conference and Festival. And then last week was Jamaica's independence, the 1st of August. Big up yourself, Jamaica. And oh, sorry, emancipation, emancipation. Yeah, sorry. Um, for people who don't know, Jamaica is one of the first countries to actually gain, them call it legal emancipation. Um, but that doesn't mean we didn't have to fight for it. That doesn't mean it didn't take us over 100 years. It didn't. That doesn't mean we didn't have to chop up some people and burn down some cane field. And then on the 8th of August is Jamaica's independence. So independence from Great Britain, meaning not much. It's just that we no longer sing their anthem. We no longer spend their money, but at the same time, they got their purse strings on us in such a way. So anyway, I just wanted to do this quick live to let people know that yes, indeed, I am still looking, but at the same time, I know a lot of people have a lot of questions. A lot of people are interested in coming to Tanzania. They, I don't have the words to explain to you that the things that should normally work in the normal world does not apply to Tanzania. You need to be navigated to handle Tanzania. You need navigation. You need an attorney. You need a consultant. You need someone who has been, you know, down in the valley and up the mountain to help to navigate you. And even if you got a citizen, a Tanzanian citizen, a lot of people have never been through the roads that you're taking them through. For example, when I started this project and take this house and negotiating the lease and negotiating all of these things, those are things Jackson has never done before. When I started the construction, those are things Jackson has never done before. So, you know, um, you have to bear in mind that you're coming with knowledge and expectation that people know, or people are able to do certain things, or and it's not as simple as you think it is. It is not as straightforward as you think it is. So for those of you who are looking to come, you need to have, excuse me, she's not eating my plant. She just wants my attention. Come, baby. She comes when I call her. So I'm talking actually to the bunny in the yard. She acts like a dog. She's very lovely. But yes, anyway, back to what I was saying before. Um, Africa, as you may well imagine, is difficult. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've said this on every single live. It is difficult, and it's not just for me, it is also difficult for Tanzanian people. It is not quite straightforward and as easy as you think it is. Tanzania is also a republic. A republic means that the all land and all property is vested in the hands of the government. There are specific ways to acquire land. And if you're a foreigner, there are specific routes that you must take in order to acquire said property, right? So you have to be careful, and you have to be conscientious, and you have to deal with people who have, gone through the process before, right? So with that being said, you know it is worth your while and worth your time to engage with people who have had the experience of doing what you want to do. So for those of you who have engaged me on consultation and have, asked me to help with navigating the things that you want to do, I genuinely, genuinely appreciate that you have come to me, and I hope that I have saved you some funds and saved you some heartache and stress, because unless you're here on the ground in Tanzania, you really don't know what is what, right? So whereas you would expect certain things to happen, it is not necessarily going to happen the exact same way that you think it would, and that hence a lot of people get frustrated and they leave. And I'm not going to say anything is wrong with anyone who felt like they needed to leave, but what I will say is, um Johanna, me no send on my plant that come out of my garden with your skit. Joanna, what is going on? Yes. So anywho, um yeah, so for those of you who are interested in the CMOS business, it is rewarding. There is a lot to do. There is a lot of opportunities. America is the largest consumer market in the world. The Black consumer is the largest consumer of hair care and skincare products. So I am working on a sample line. I actually have a opportunity to work with two major hotels, and they like the sample products that I brought. And so I'm busy like putting things together to get everything, prepared for them. On top of that, we have the restaurant that I'm also the cook for, and, coming up with different solutions. So for those of you who have not, don't know anything about the restaurant, I'm so proud of it, and I'm proud of the Instagram page. So it's at Mwani Mama Masake. So, and for those of you who are in Tanzania who would like to come through and have a visit, there it is. So you can visit us at 52 Chole Road in Masaki. It's authentic and delicious Jamaican food with CMOS drinks. So we do a lot of different CMOS blends that no one else is really doing. So with that being said, I just want to talk a little bit about why I'm so like excited about this industry, excited about the CMOS, is because number one, um, it is a versatile product. It's a product that could be used across many spectrums, from aquaculture to farming to, skincare, hair care, food, you name it. This is a very great product. Ah, why Jojo want to do this? Johanna, inside, please. Inside, the mosquitoes are coming. Have I spoken? Say again? No, you cannot. You've had ice cream already. Please go inside and take the doll and these things with you. Yes, y'all. So it's very, very versatile. Um, There is a lot of health benefits behind the sea moss, but I am tired of talking and tired of telling people and tired of saying, yo, you need to get into this business, you need to get behind it, blah, 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 blah. What I'm where I am now is I realize like just saying isn't enough. I feel like where I am now is like where I was in America when I was trying to tell everybody, yo, you need to go to Tanzania and you need to go to Africa. You need to, you need to organize yourselves and go to Africa. And now I'm in Africa trying to tell people you need to organize yourselves and get behind this industry. And no one understood until I did it. No one understood what I was talking about and what I was doing until I was actually here. And I'm one of the people that influenced a lot of people in moving to Tanzania. And that is a fact. And a lot of people who have come here, they want to make things how they want to make them without seeing the benefit of actually working in certain ways to get the results that you're looking for, right? You don't necessarily have to have everything that you need at the same time, but what you do need to do is have a plan, work the plan. If you don't work the plan, somebody else's plan is going to work you. You have to have a plan, or you have to have partners. You have to have people who understand, and you have to have people that can buy into your vision. But before anybody can buy into your vision, you need to have the vision. Okay? You need to have the vision. The way how I see Africa is all of the resources are here. Every rich person that you have ever read about came from here. All the rich folk in the Bible came from here. So why would I be in places, the Western world, that depends on the wealth of Africa, and and not necessarily see the benefit of Africa without actually doing anything to be in Africa? So yes, as far as I see, Africa is, especially Tanzania, is a strategic place to be in because of the natural resources. Look it. I in my tree here, I'm gonna show you this here coconut tree, right? Coconut tree full of coconut. We can make coconut milk, we can make coconut oil. The natural resources are here. If I wanted to go into the skincare industry, the avocados are here. All of the other things that you would need, except for some of the like high end important things that you need to put in those, but the basic natural resources are here. I would rather be where the basic natural resources are than getting only all synthetic product, because you can always get the small things that you need, right? But all the natural resources are here. The sea moss is here. You name it. The sunflower is here. Tanzania is a huge sunflower country. There's so many things that are here, that whatever it is that you choose or you decided that you wanted to do, that there is enough here in the natural form of natural resources to do something, right? But again, before you even do anything, you also have to consider how to navigate, right? You have to consider, how are you going to get around to doing the things that you need to do. Yeah. So for those of you who are looking to come to Tanzania, or come to Africa, or come where I am, I would suggest that you do get a consultation with me. And I'm going to go ahead and put that here, right? Because things are not as simple as you would think them to be. ExodusAfrica1@gmail.com. And for those of you who are looking to invest, the same. And yes, we are still seeking partners for our container to the States. So yeah, we're trying to reach the largest market. It's kind of, hey Fitzroy, Wagwanda. Yeah, we're trying to reach the largest market with the best quality CMOS. And it's only going to be the best quality to people who can actually use it when it is not as expensive to ship it there. As it is right now, the shipping outstrips the cost of the CMOS. So it's not necessarily in our best interest to continue this way. So many people have emailed me, have messaged me. Yes, I would like to buy some CMOS. Some people have come into the meetings to say, okay, sis, I want to buy some CMOS, but when you work out the cost of the shipping, it's ridiculous. So I can't even begin to tell you how many sales I've lost that way. So, I think someone had earlier on last year, someone had shared that it took the cashew industry something like a little over 10 or 20 years to send their first container to the United States. It's not going to take me that long. However, that company that does the cashew processing, they're in, they're seen, they're everywhere. Okay. And every time I go to the supermarket, I've seen them roll out new products, new things, because from the sales of that cashew to the largest market, they're able to have resources now to invest in other things, in the processing of it. So they started out with dried, salted, quality packed cashew, and I follow them as my like case my case sample, because I look at their packaging, I look at the quality of what they're putting out to say, okay, this is what needs to be done in the industry to bring better things to the consumer, right? And it took them a long time to do it. It's not going to take me that long. Um, and I'm speaking with other people who have worked with them so that I am able to learn and benefit from what they have done. But like I said, at the same time, um, I need the strong arm, right? I need people who can help to do the things that we need to do. And the reason why I know it can't take me the same time is because the industry, the way how the industry has begun to change as far as shipping, logistics, warehousing, and distribution in the United States is a lot different than it was many years ago. So, because of Amazon, there has been a lot of evolution in trade and export and distribution points. So in the logistic scheme of things, there are definitely opportunities that we can take care of. So, we can take advantage of. So we're not necessarily in the same place we were last year. I think we've made a significant amount of progress. However, in order for us to reach the level of processing of the CMOS here in Tanzania, we need facilities, and we need a space in which we can actually do the processing from. So that's where we are right now, right? Is processing. Well, we're processors, so we're certified by the Tanzanian Investment Center. And let me just back up a little bit, because I just started talking without saying anything. So, hello, if you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Renee. I'm the director of the East Africa Seaweed Company. We export dry, high quality seaweed from CMOS, rather. In Tanzania, they call it seaweed, but we export high quality sea moss from the most pristine locations in Tanzania. So where we collect from and export from is untouched and unspoiled. If you go down in our videos, you will see a couple of mini docs that I've made of the locations of the sites where I actually collect the sea moss from. working with farmers, 99% of which are women. So we are also signatories to the United Nations Social Development Goals for women upliftment, as well as life below the water. We are also partners with the World Wildlife Fund for development of seaweed in the seaweed industry in Tanzania. We have made significant strides. Yeah. Yeah. So GI says it's possible to ship from Kenya instead. So this is what I'm saying. So this is a very good question. This is something that I've thought about. This is something that last year, when I encountered the hurdles, I started to look at shipping from elsewhere. Again, we're back to the issue of logistics. We would need trucks to get to Mombasa. We would also need a warehouse in Mombasa from which to export from. Excuse me. So that is a possibility, but we're back to square one. The Kenyan shilling is stronger than the Tanzanian dollar, the Tanzanian shilling. So to step towards Kenya, we're going to have to spend far much more money in order to achieve the same goal. So those things. But on top of it, the name of the company is the East Africa Seaweed Company, with the East Africa bloc as far as trading goes. So for those of you who don't know, the East Africa bloc is like the countries of East Africa that have come together under partnership to say, okay, our people are allowed to freely move and do business between these specific countries. So it's like the United States, the original 13 colonies, where everybody could just move freely. There was no division. So where we are now, you find more Kenyans coming into Tanzania because the Tanzan. What is that? Where is this rabbit here? Why? I'm sorry. So I have a rabbit in my garden that's like a dog, and every now and then she will. Okay, all right, she's gone. So yeah, so the East Africa bloc. So as a company registered in Tanzania, we have the privilege of going to Kenya, of going to Rwanda, of going to Uganda, of going to the countries that are a part of the East Africa, setting up shop and doing business there. And this is why I'm saying that this is a strong market. It is a strong market because um, number one is the youth. Number two is the middle income. So if you go into the stores, you're going to find products from Dubai. You're going to find products from the UK. You're going to find products from Kenya, and people are buying these things. Okay. So it's not a figment of my imagination to think that, oh, because it's Africa, I'm here, that money is here. No, the money is here. The diamonds are here, the gold is here, the Tanzanite gems are here, oil is here, people are here working, the middle income is here, growing and expanding. You drive down the road, you see cars like, well, and the cars that you see, they're not bank owned cars. These people are paying their money cash out of pocket. So the middle income bracket is here growing. We don't have statistics because the researchers don't see the value of coming here, but we do have some projections, right? We do have projections up to 2030. And Tanzania, Dar es Salaam in particular, is charted as being one of the fastest growing, if not stronger, middle income, upper income bracket in all of Africa. So there is a lot that is going on here, right? And there's a lot that we can do, but again, it's access. So when you're in this side of the business, you're going to see that, okay, theoretically, these things makes sense, right? There you go. So that's it. So Kenyan partners, Mozambican partners. Right now, the Kenyan industry of seaweed is in its infantile stage. They're just now um getting to the point. I know. Okay. They're just now getting to the point of understanding of like what they can, all the things that they can possibly do with seaweed, with sea moss. So Kenyan partners, Rwandan partners, Morgan Heritage and Uno, me know say on the day of Kenya, we don't wanna see us. There are lots of Jamaicans in Kenya as well. There are lots of Jamaicans on the continent, right? So those of you Jamaicans who don't know what me talk about Irish moss. That's what we call it in Jamaica. We don't call it no sea moss, we call it Irish moss. And so the Irish moss, me use it, feed my baby when she was a baby. I used it to help to heal myself from a brain tumor in 2013. I used it to do a lot of things. We Jamaicans do all kind of something with it. I put it in my baby porridge. It was a part of her nutrition. So Jamaican people know how to use this thing because it's something that we've been using generationally. So those of you who know a Jamaican who is already on the continent and looking to get your hands on some sea moss, you know, hit me up, send me an email, right? That's very good, Jay. Yeah, man. We need more partners on the continent. So being registered in Tanzania also gives us access to the entire we have the East Africa block, but now we're talking about the Africa trade block. Also gives us access through the Africa trade block as well when that is finalized. So there's plenty, plenty, plenty of things that we can do with this particular industry. I think one of the things too is knowledge, you know, but also not only knowledge, but also industriousness, right? Like people really genuinely need to be willing to put in the work. They need to understand that whatever it is that they're gonna do, there is going to be work involved. Um, so on the industriousness side of things, I am the queen of that. No one can outwork me, and I know no one has outworked me in this industry in the past year. But at the same time, to get it across to people who I'm saying, listen, it's time to start making our own conditioners, shampoos, hair gels, hair cream, body cream, all that stuff with this sea moss. We need to start, being captains of this product to really pull up this industry because it's an infant industry, right? And when the Chinese come here, when the Europeans come here, they take it and they drag it out and they carry it back to China, right? They take it back to China and they process it, they make stuff with it and come back and sell it to the Africans. And what my question is why can't we take the stuff out? Why don't we see the value of it? We don't see the value of it because number one, we don't know industry. We don't know how to work hard to make something genuinely happen. We don't see it because we never have access or exposure to it, so we don't understand it. But not because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay? Oh Lord. I'm gonna look upon them plants here. Pretty. Look at this. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah. So it might not necessarily be, you know, um it might not necessarily be something that everybody understands, right? But to make sea moss gel is very easy. To incorporate it into skincare, hair care products, also easy. To incorporate into food products, also easy. But guess what? In stateside, the majority of people that are in business, that are in business where they can make the drastic impact are not necessarily us. Okay? If you go out your door and you go down Main Street or you go to the mall is not filled with Black people. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to say is since we are at a disadvantage for all of the other opportunities in this industry, there are advantages. You don't necessarily need a whole entire storefront. You don't necessarily need to have an industrial kitchen. You don't necessarily need to have all of the things that those other people have to carry. You don't necessarily need to have, a storefront and to pay additional rent to be involved in the industry. So my question is, why can't we take the product? See, Sierra, you see the rabbit? So why don't we find things that we can do to make for ourselves? We need to be more proactive. Sat and watch me in his house. Okay? So wanna know something serious, right? Maybe some of y'all watched me serious. Maybe some of y'all been watching when this garden, as green as it is, was like that brown yard over there, right? So who are the people who are not afraid of hard work? Those are the people I need to find. Those are the people I need to tap into. So yes, connection all the East Africa bloc. We oh, there we go. Yeah. So every single time we think about answering the market, we have to also talk about and okay, I'm gonna go in the house and put my phone to charge. Yeah. So every single time you talk about answering, you know, and it's not like in America where you get a purchase order and that purchase order. Jojo, can you do me a favor? Bring my charger, please. Thank you, darling. Yeah, it's not like in America where why, Jojo? Yeah, so any market for mango exports to the UK. What? So this no. Okay, so again, this is something I could get involved with. The hard part of the work has already been done. Exporting to the UK mangoes, yes. I would have to acquire a second export license to export the mangoes, yes. However, in the UK, Are there restrictions? Are there specific things that need to happen to the mangoes? Does it need to be sprayed with a specific pesticide that Tanzania does not use? Come on, Jojo, the battery's gonna die and you're playing. Thank you, darling. Yeah. Hold on a second. Okay. Plug
No,
up.
I can't get it.
Well, but you know what? I forget. So England is not like America. In America, there are specific pesticides and fertilizers that you must use in order to export into America. Okay, but the UK might not necessarily have the same rules because um, the UK has stricter issues regarding that. So yes, so that would be looked into. I have people who are looking to export coffee. Again, I would need the facilities for that. Jojo, I'm speaking. Yeah. So everything that you can ask. Right now, my facilities are certified for seaweed storage and processing. That's what we have. Okay. So we don't necessarily have the facilities to answer the export for everything. So it's a start, right? So at this point, it's like rowing in the boat that you have, and that's pretty much where we are now. So again, those of you who are interested, who are looking to, yeah, yeah, the UK is strict about a lot of things. So find out. So Tanzania is big in avocado, big in mango, big in cashew, big in seaweed, big in coffee, big in tea. Okay? So anywhere along those lines that you decide that you're going to get into the import export business, you will also find that there are things that no one tells you before you begin. So you might know a lot about the tea or coffee industry, but it does not prepare you for the hell and baptism by fire that you're going to go through in Tanzania, because there are so many things involved in doing a simple task. But those, if you have enough resource and you can answer those questions, you are looking at a crap load of money. You are looking at a magnificent opportunity for wellness, for wealth and prosperity. No, ma'am. It's bath time. You're not 3 or 4 anymore, Jojo. Act better than that. Yeah, you're looking at great opportunities if you can answer those questions. So I'm just going to give you an idea, right? So many of you already know that before you begin any business in Tanzania, you have to have property. When you have that property, you're going to register your company with that property. When you register your company with that property, you're going to be paying the government taxes based on how much you are do to export your based on where you are. Okay? Because you're a foreigner, you're going to have to pay the entry fee, which is, in this case, you need a certificate of incentives. So you need to have a certain amount of money or demonstrate a certain amount of financial input into in a second. Excuse me, madam. Last time, if I speak to you again, you sleep in your bed. Naomi, bring me my wooden spoon. Bring me my wooden spoon because she must Come back here now. Yes. So maybe no, some people will behave themselves. But anyway, yeah, if you there are certain things that you are not prepared for. There are certain things that you simply are not prepared for. There is no list. Okay. So the beauty about when I started the company, half of that had already been answered. I had the real estate, I had the investment, I had the presence. So the things that caused a lot of people to die on the vine before acquiring the things that they needed, I already had. Okay. So there was not necessarily all that hurdle, but to get into the business, then you need to have your warehouse. You need to have that certified for storage. Okay. So storage, processing, packaging, those comes with new challenges, right? Yes. There you go, Fitzroy. Fitzroy says, um, mango concentrate. Of course, mango concentrate, mango powder, all of those things are value added, not just necessarily the raw material, but adding value. But again, the cost of adding value. All right. The cost of adding value, mango concentrate. It's not like snapping your finger. You're gonna have to go out and rent a factory to do that. You're gonna have to go out and get TBS to do that. You're gonna have to go out and get equipment. Yeah. So before, so this is what I'm saying, Fitzroy. Yeah, which is where we are now, trying to add value, but not necessarily having the resources to add the value. So where does that leave us? That leaves us back to the process in a small way, right? So I don't know why the internet keep going in and out, but okay. So I hope it's more stable now. Okay, so for some reason the internet is not cooperating this evening. I am going to ask for any of you who are interested in working with me, getting involved in the seaweed industry. And anybody who would like to communicate with me in regards to getting involved in the industry, please go ahead and email me. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.